Hello, and welcome to CryptoExposed. Over 1 billion Hedera tokens set to unlock on June 1st. Major HBAR price drop ahead. So, I know a lot of people are going to see this and get very nervous, so I thought I'd just address this issue. I'll get into the article first and foremost, but I will just say this before I start. This isn't the end of the world, okay? With things like this, will it potentially affect the price? Yeah, I'm not here to sugarcoat this. Will it potentially affect the price? Yeah, possibly. But this is again where I always say, what have you got to do when you're looking at these coins? You've got to do your research. Just because they're going to drop this token unlock, yes, it doesn't mean that this is it now and Hedera isn't going to struggle to ever hit any kind of new all-time high. It doesn't mean that. Hedera will continue to grow. Hedera will continue to do the partnerships that they've got and build new partnerships, and it will continue to build on their hashgraph. They will continue to innovate, and so that will continue to bring adoption and more people wanting to work with Hedera and more people wanting to ultimately buy HBAR. So this doesn't affect us long term, right? And if you do your research, you will see that this was a plan that Hedera have had all along. They don't have the whole tokens currently in circulation. It's actually a thing where I believe it's 15 years. They intend to do it over a 15-year period. So they are trying to do it in a controlled way where they don't just dump on the market and completely, destroy their price of the coin. So this is something that's not necessarily scary. It's actually to be expected. So look, I wouldn't get too caught up in this, but let's get into the actual article, okay? According to information obtained, it's estimated that roughly 1.2 billion of HBAR tokens worth 65 million are scheduled to be released beginning of June 1st. This comes after 95 million HBARs were released on Saturday, which brought the total amount of released tokens to 62.68%. 2.54% of supply to be unlocked. According to the data published by Token Unlock, the network will unlock 2.547% of its total supply on June 1st, which is equal to precisely 1,273,353,491 HBARs. Moreover, the Hedera distribution report, which is compiled and distributed on a quarterly basis, outlines that the unlock distribution will include 533 million HBARs for purchase agreements, 403 million HBARs for ecosystem and open source development, and the remaining 335 million HBARs for network governance and related operations. At the time of writing, Hedera's total circulating supply currently stands at about 31 billion. Which is approximately 62% of its max supply of 50 billion. However, it's to be noted that following this unlock, subsequent token release events will not be nearly as significant and will only result in minor additions to the available token supply. HBAR price to suffer. In the cryptocurrency market, token unlocks have been traditionally viewed as a bearish signal, as they tend to increase the total number of tokens in circulation. As more tokens enter the market, the supply increases, which can lead to an imbalance between sellers and buyers. The greater supply of tokens and the relatively lesser demand for them put sellers in a disadvantageous position, which can lead them to lower their asking price to attract buyers. As a direct consequence of this, the value of the cryptocurrency may experience a temporary downward trend. While it is true that the token unlocks can lead to a significant decline in a token's market value, the impact of such an event may not always be as catastrophic as expected. In the case of Hedera, the DAG-based project has experienced several token unlocks over the past few years, which has helped to reduce the level of selling pressure in the market. As a result, the HBAR token is less likely to experience a precipitous decline in price due to the forthcoming token unlock. In light of this, HBAR Crypto News, the price of Hedera is currently exchanging hands at 0.0513, which represents a gain of 0.10% over the past 24 hours, compared to a drop of 9.21% recorded over the preceding 7 days. So there you go. I mean, they've explained it. They've explained everything you need to know, really. So I'm only going to be reiterating exactly what they've said, okay? Look, yes, token unlocks are looked at as negative. So you may get the average retail investor who may want to sell, want to see a certain dip coming because of the token unlock. But it's not always a bad thing. It's like, for example, when Ethereum had the whole Shanghai upgrade, and it meant a lot of traders were now going to be able to unstake their Ethereum. Did it dump the price? No, the price actually rallied. So it doesn't always necessarily mean that this is going to be a bad thing. A lot of people are kind of in the whole prepare for the worst kind of mentality. But let's just say it does affect the price. You've just got to understand again, what does that necessarily mean in regards to Hedera as a company? Does this mean that Hedera are going down as a company? Is this a bad thing? Are they releasing it for any kind of negative or nefarious reasons? No, they're just releasing more coins into circulation. And this is an expected regular thing that Hedera has planned to do, to unlock all of the coins over a certain amount of years. So this is no surprise for anyone who understands Hedera and have done their research. This doesn't affect anything about what they're doing. So yes, it may have a slight impact on price, but long term, is it going to affect it? No. The only thing I will say about this is, yes, I will agree that it does mean now that it's going to take a lot more to reach all-time highs, right? Like if for example, whatever the market cap was when HBAR was at its previous all-time high, if that market cap gets it after the token unlock, it's not going to be the same price. It's going to be less, right? Because there's more coins in circulation. So it's going to take more money to get in to get to that same all-time high. So I will agree that that is true. But again, like everything, more adoption will come over time, right? So you got to understand that there wasn't as much adoption of crypto back when the previous all-time high occurred. So it's likely that when the next bull run comes, there will be a lot more money flowing through the market anyway due to more adoption of crypto. So it still doesn't mean that this is going to affect it and say it can't reach new all-time highs or anything like that. So this is nothing to be ultimately afraid of, okay? I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's up to you if you want to sell or if you want to hold. That's your choice, guys. But for me, all I'm saying is this is nothing to say that it's the end of the world, and it's nothing to ultimately be scared of long term if you still believe in Hedera and the utility that it will bring. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good thing for HBAR? Are you unfazed by the token unlock, or do you really fear this? Do you really think this is something that's going to affect HBAR very negatively and, you know, make it struggle to really hit any kind of all-time high in the future? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.